Hello, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I am Rose.
And I'm Jack. We're so excited to be with you today for another fun and practical English lesson.
That's right. Today, we're talking about something everyone experiences, no matter who you are or where you live your morning routine.
Exactly. We'll walk you through typical daily activities in the morning and show you how to talk about them using simple, everyday English. Plus, we'll explain useful vocabulary and phrases along the way.
Let's start at the very beginning, waking up. Many people use alarm clocks, but there are lots of ways to talk about this. What are some common phrases people use to describe waking up in English?
Good question. You'll often hear, my alarm goes off at 6:30, or I get out of bed at 7. Some people say, I hit the snooze button, which means they delay getting up for a few more minutes. These are all natural expressions.
That's helpful. And just to clarify, alarm goes off doesn't mean the alarm leaves it, means it makes a sound. The snooze button is the button that lets you sleep a bit longer, which is quite universal, isn't it?
Definitely. In fact, studies show over 57% of people hit snooze at least once. It's important to learn these everyday expressions since they reflect real-life habits that listeners will recognize and use.
Let's unpack some vocabulary. You mentioned get out of bed and hit snooze. Are there any idioms or less direct phrases used to describe waking up?
Sure. Some people say rise and shine, which is a cheerful way to say wake up and be energetic. Others might use up with the birds, meaning they wake up very early. These idioms add color to your language.
That's a great point. Using idioms like rise and shine can make you sound more natural. For learners, repeating these in your daily routine can help cement them in memory. Now, after waking up, most people stretch or move to the bathroom, right?
Exactly, and describing those next steps in detail can also help learners build richer sentences. Let's discuss that next.
So, after waking up, the next step is usually washing up. How do you describe these actions in simple English?
You'd hear phrases like, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, or I take a shower. Notice the verbs, brush, wash, and take. For example, we say take a shower, not do a shower, which is a common mistake.
Right. And wash my face can mean just water or water plus soap. These small distinctions matter. Could you give an example of a full paragraph using these phrases?
Of course. I wake up at 7, stretch, then go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and take a shower. This sequence is both natural and easy for learners to adapt to their own routines.
Now, let's move on to getting dressed. How can learners talk about choosing clothes and getting ready in the morning?
You can say, I choose what to wear, I put on my shirt and jeans, or I change out of my pajamas. The phrase, get dressed, is a useful umbrella term for putting on clothes.
That's clear. And words like pajamas or actions like comb my hair are part of grooming. How do you suggest students practice these new phrases?
One useful technique is to narrate your actions in real time, almost like you're giving yourself instructions. This mirrors how children learn language by describing what they're doing as they do it.
Let's talk about breakfast. What are the most common foods people mention, and how do you describe preparing breakfast in English?
Typical options include toast, cereal, fruit, and eggs. You might say, I make a cup of coffee, or I eat a bowl of cereal with milk. The verb prepare is used for getting food ready, as in, I prepare breakfast for my family.
Interesting. And studies show that people who eat breakfast regularly tend to have better concentration. Could you share a few example sentences?
Certainly. I usually eat toast and eggs for breakfast. I drink orange juice. I prepare pancakes on weekends. These sentences are flexible and can be adapted for many daily routines.
After breakfast, the next step is getting ready to leave. What are some essential phrases learners should know for this part of the routine?
You'll often hear, I pack my bag, I check my schedule, I grab my keys and phone, and I put on my shoes. These reflect typical actions before heading out. Leave the house is a key phrase too.
Very practical. And mentioning the time, like, I leave the house at 8 a.m., can help learners practice telling time in English. Are there any cultural differences in how people prepare to leave?
Certainly. In some cultures, it's common to double-check windows or appliances. So phrases like, I make sure the stove is off, can be useful additions to your vocabulary.
Let's explore how role-playing can help learners master these expressions. Could you outline a simple dialogue between two friends discussing their morning routines?
Absolutely. For example, hey, what time do you wake up? I wake up around 6:45. And you? I get up at 7. What do you do first? This back and forth mirrors real conversations, making practice more authentic.
That's great advice. By listening, repeating, and even writing your own dialogues, you solidify the language. Let's transition to a technique called shadowing to take this further.
Shadowing is when you listen and speak at the same time as a model speaker. It helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence, almost like singing along to your favorite song, but with spoken language.
Let's guide our listeners through a shadowing exercise. I'll say a sentence and you can repeat it with me. Ready? I wake up at 7 a.m.
I wake up at 7 a.m. Practicing in this way helps you develop muscle memory for common sentences, making speaking smoother and less hesitant.
Exactly. Try shadowing several sentences in a row. I brush my teeth and wash my face. I get dressed. The repetition helps, right?
Definitely. It's like training for a sport practice builds confidence and speed. The more you shadow, the more natural your English will sound.
Now, let's address some common mistakes. For example, many learners say, I'm wake up instead of I wake up. What causes this error?
It often comes from translating word for word from their native language. In English, wake is a verb, so you don't need am. Another frequent error is saying do a shower instead of take a shower.
Good point. And not adding sir for third person, like she wakes up, is another. Practicing these structures daily is the best remedy. Any tips for avoiding these pitfalls?
I recommend recording yourself and listening for errors or using language apps that give instant feedback. Over time, these habits will become automatic.
Let's wrap up by reviewing what we covered. We discussed every stage from waking up to leaving the house, highlighting essential vocabulary and expressions.
Yes, and we practiced dialogues, shadowing, and pointed out key mistakes to avoid. Remember, consistency is crucial. Daily practice will lead to real progress.
We hope this episode helped you learn how to talk about your morning routine in English. Any final advice for learners looking to master their morning routine in English?
Absolutely. Make English part of your real morning routine. Even 5 minutes a day describing your actions out loud can lead to big improvements over time. We'll see you next time on the English Learning Podcast.